How exciting it is to be together. I'm so grateful to our fourth graders who are helping to lead our service, to everybody who's here in our sanctuary on our Bel Air campus, and to everybody who's joining us from home, wherever you're coming from. We're so grateful that you're part of our Stephen Wise Temple family tonight. In Cantor, when I hear the voices of our kids, it is beyond. It is the best. And if you need reminding, and sometimes we do need reminding, especially given what we've been through over these past many months, if you need reminding that we need to hope in the future, we need to have emunah, that's faith, knowing that even if we can't be sure what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after, we have faith that we are Am HaNetzach, an eternal people that's going to be here 10 years from now, 100 years now, 1,000 years from now. And we're so grateful that we get to celebrate that. And speaking of hope, let's begin our service tonight by expressing Hatikvah, the hope of the Jewish people that goes back thousands of years and that we celebrate in a very, very powerful way, given that this week is Yom HaAtzmaut. So I'm going to ask you to rise. If you need to turn to page 374 for the words of Hatikvah, please do so, and let's express that hope together. Remain standing for our candle blessing. We're going to invite our fourth grade teachers to come forward. Nusha Agani, Tatiana Bruchim, Kaylee Calvetti, Rebecca Mizrahi, Rabbi Ben Richards, Roni Stone, Tammy Hershkovitz, Orly Raymond, and Donna Fredman. Please come forward as we light the Shabbat candles. And those of you joining from home, feel free to light right along with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'ad likneh shel
the smell of rosemary, the color of stone, the golden light. There is a sweet story I tell, a folk tale about a king trying to figure out just what it is that makes the meal he enjoyed at the home of a small Jewish family so delicious. Trying recipe after recipe, the family finally explains that what makes it so delicious and so different is a special spice, Shabbat. Without Shabbat, without the blessings and the family and the sacred time, it's just a dinner. I tell that story often, and each time I do, I think about Shabbat in Israel and its special spice. I think about the particular quiet that descends even in energetic Tel Aviv. I think about walking a path in the Galilee last summer with Jacob and Orly singing the songs of Shabbat and occasionally Taylor Swift as the sun was setting. I think about my many, many Shabbat walks in Jerusalem. There is, I always say, simply nothing like it. The air smells different and sounds different and even tastes different. Maybe it's the light of candles glowing on Jerusalem stone, but there is simply nothing like Shabbat in Jerusalem. Among so many heartbreaks this year, it is especially painful to hear my Israeli friends refer to October 7th as Shabbat HaArura, the cursed Shabbat, or Shabbat HaShchura, the black Shabbat. It feels like among the other enormous losses, something else, the sanctity of Shabbat and a festival morning, was taken too. Normally, on Yom Ha'atzmaut, the official ceremonies held by municipalities all over the country involve celebrities and politicians and honored citizens lighting torches in a public ceremony. This year, one of the most attended ceremonies in Israel was organized by the families of the hostages, and it began not by lighting torches, but by extinguishing them. It was powerful and it was painful, until the last featured participant, a mother whose son is still held captive. She was the only one that night who lit a torch, a clear message of that which our fourth graders just sang for us: our hope is not lost. And maybe that's why I think maybe we treasure Shabbat even more now than I did before, because we need that light of hope. It's why we come together to sing and to pray. It's why we need and braid challah together. It's why together tonight and in our homes we kindle light week after week. And each time I do, I take a quick moment to breathe in, imagining that rosemary and that stone and the golden light of Jerusalem is filling my house the way it always fills my soul. So as we prepare to welcome the Shabbat bride, I invite us to take in a breath together and maybe, just maybe, a little of that Jerusalem Shabbat. We continue on page 20, the words of Lecha Dodi.
page 24, we welcome our Sabbath angels. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Yom. Imelech, Malachei HaZavim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lachem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei
invite you to please rise as you are able for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 28. Please be seated. One of my fondest memories from Israel comes from a basement beneath the sanctuary of Congregation Kol HaNeshama, located just outside the old city of Jerusalem. A community gathered monthly on Friday nights to welcome Shabbat, with drums and chants and dancing. And the diminutive basement quickly transformed into a sweatbox with a steady thrum of music and playing children circulating through the air. And as I listened to the noises and as I smelled the smells, it was smelly. And as I just danced and clapped to the beat, I learned that prayer can be everything. It can be words, it can be noises, it can be sights and smells. It can be whatever moves our heart. And truly, that's what our Shema prayer is about. It's about opening ourselves up to that which can move us. And so I want to invite us all now to see if we can open ourselves up to the prayer of our tradition and to whatever is going to move us tonight. We find the Shema on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
Shabbat Shalom. On this night of celebration where we express our love for Israel, I want to share with you just a few things that I love about Israel. I really don't like graffiti, but I love the fact that the most commonly used graffiti in Israel is Am Yisrael Chai. I love the time that I peered through the window of an ice cream shop, and in line was a scantily clad woman in a bikini and a man in full Hasidic garb, and nobody noticed except me. I love Machane Yehuda, the market in Jerusalem on a Friday afternoon where people are buying things for Shabbat and preparing for what they hope will be a beautiful evening. And I love reading the street names in Israel and getting a history lesson. Ben Yehuda, Ben Maimon, Bruria, Ibn Ezra Street, Rothschild Boulevard. By the way, the most common street name in Israel is Chazait, the olive. I love walking the very same steps that King David was purported to have walked. I love my first trip to Israel in the early 1980s when I was elbowed out of the line for the first bus that I was in line for. But when I was on the bus, a stranger said, "Where are you from?" I said, "California." And she said, "What are you doing for Shabbat dinner?" I love that Israel Save a Heart organization has performed many life-saving operations on many Palestinian children at no charge. And I love that there are 2 million Palestinian Arabs living as full Israeli citizens in Israel. I still love it when the plane lands and people cheer and show gratitude. I love that Israelis are rated as the 4th happiest people on earth. Think about that and how remarkable that is. Hummus, shawarma, falafel, dates, and in recent years, some of the finest gourmet food in the world. I love going to the Kotel, the Western Wall, and I love watching parents take their children to the Kotel. I love that Israelis hate war, long for peace, and at the same time, I love the fact that they have a powerful, effective, and moral army. And I love that Israel, with all of its flaws, is overwhelmingly decent. And I love Israel for the same reason that so many of you do. It's our hope, it's our dream, it's the Jewish state, and it's ours. So tonight we celebrate Israel. I thought about it. You know, the first time I think that the Israelites or Jews celebrated as a people, I'm not sure of this, but I'm pretty sure, it was when we crossed the Red Sea. And we sang the words, "Who was like you, O God?" Those words are the Michamocha. I think that's the very first time we celebrated collectively as a people. And so it seems apt that we should do it once again. The Michamocha is on page 40.
La
Page 42, our song of comfort and shelter and coziness. So I know some of you are looking at your kids, but if you're near one of your kids or your spouse or your parent, someone you came with, why don't you cuddle up to them or make a new friend maybe with consent. And let's all just cuddle together and grab some shelter and love. Hashkiveinu, page 42.
Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'ha'amitenu shomreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'ha'amitenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
A prayer for healing, page 253. We are all in need of healing. We are all praying for those who need healing of mind, of body, and spirit. Make sure to tell the person that you prayed for that you were here thinking of them. Page 253, Misha Berach.
May the source of strength, who bless the one
Thank you, Cantor. We began our service this evening by singing two versions of Am Yisrael Chai, and then Rabbi Woznicka spoke a little bit about that graffiti that sometimes you see in Israel, Am Yisrael Chai. But there's another version of the song. Actually, there's many, many other renditions, but probably the best known version of that in Israel today is one that's sung by Eyal Golan, and it was originally written by Ofer Cohen. And I wanted to point out one lyric that's really powerful that was originally actually taught by Rabbi Yehoshua Weitzman. And I didn't know that until I started looking into the lyrics of the song, that there's one verse, one line that's based on this teaching from Rabbi Weitzman, who is a scholar and teacher today in Israel. And Eyal Golan sings, Ki am hanetzach leolam lo mefached, afilu kashe lirot. It says the eternal people, Am hanetzach, which is a name for the Jewish people because we've been around for a long time. And God willing, we're going to be around for a long time to come. But he sings, the eternal people never fears, even when it's hard to see. But the original lyric that Yehoshua Weitzman taught is that the eternal people never fears even when the path is long. Even when the path is long. And it was so beautiful and helpful actually for me this afternoon as I was getting ready for tonight's service to read that. Because it helped me remember that it's not about not ever being afraid. Of course, there are going to be moments that we're going to be afraid. But we're not afraid of that long path. And the reason we're not afraid of the long path is because we have a very long past. We have this extraordinary history that can give us strength, and it can give us a sense of hope, and it can give us the resilience we need when we're in those dark moments to know that the path ahead might be very long. It might be much more longer than we anticipate and seemingly longer than we can bear. But if we look to our past, we know we can bear this, and we can walk down this long path, this hard road, even if it takes longer than we ever would have wanted. And then at the end, he sings, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shomer Aleinu, Azmi Yachol Aleinu. He says we have to have faith. We have to believe that somehow God is watching over us, and therefore we can't be vanquished. And then he adds, Ki ein lanu od medina. What choice do we have? There is no other place really for us to go. And then the prayer at the very end, Ta'aseh shalom beinenu, shmor al yeladenu, ki lo avda ha'emunah. And so God, our deepest wish, make peace for us. And not just for us, but among us, because sometimes we don't always get along as well as we'd like to. And so make peace for us and among us, and guard over our children, because we will never give up our faith. I found this song time and time again over these last 8 months, going back and listening to it again. It just lifts me up, and it gives me a sense of hope. Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people lives and endures because we're not afraid of the long path. We're not afraid of the long path. Let's take some moments for our own words of prayer. You can pray for peace. You can pray for patience. You can pray for strength. You can pray for resilience. You can pray that God guard over all of our children and all of the children in the world, for that matter, over our community and every community. As you're able, please rise. Those joining from home, please stand up along with us if you can. And we'll start on page 44, and you can read the words of the prayer book. You can add your own words. Take some moments for reflection.
Page 60. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chei v'Chesed v'Rachamim Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael Amecha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chei v'Chesed v'Rachamim Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael Amecha. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום, בשלום. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך.
Please join me in a prayer for the United States of America, which can be found on the bottom of page 258 in our Siddurim. Page 258. Guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. And together we say, Amen.
On your way in, you got a handout that has the words to our prayer for the captives. And every week we feature 10 more of our family members who are still in captivity now, 224 days. And every week we say the same thing. May this be the last time we have to say this prayer, because next Shabbat they'll all be home, alive and well, God willing. And so we invite you to join with us in this prayer for our brothers and our sisters.
Achenu, our brothers, Achenu,
Achotenu, our sisters, Achotenu,
Moshe, Moses, Gadi.
Achenu, our brothers, Achenu,
Avraham Munder.
Achotenu, our sisters, Achotenu,
Omer Nutra.
wherever you are, whatever we must do, we are always, always there with you. We are with you, our brothers, Achenu. We are with you, our sisters, Achotenu. From the darkness to the light,
We are
from the
with you.
darkness to the light,
We are
from
with
the darkness to the light. Make everything alright.
We are
From the
with you.
darkness to the light,
We are
from the
with
darkness to the light,
you. We are
from the
with you.
darkness to the light. Make everything alright. We are with you.
So we've been counting the days of captivity, and that brings a tremendous sense of sadness and pain and frustration and anger and impotence, all those feelings. But we're also in a season of counting from liberation to responsibility, from Passover to Shavuot. We count down 7 weeks. And there's something about that that should lift us up. And so right now I'm feeling this tension between these two numbers. If you want to join with me in counting the Omer, you can turn to page 278 in your prayer book, page 278. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. And today is the 25th day of the counting of the Omer. And that means, Cantor, that we are getting closer and closer to our incredible Shavuot concert that we are going to be having on June the 9th.
Be there, be square.
June 9th. Is there still space? Because I know it's
Absolutely.
filling up and you shouldn't wait till the last minute. But we're counting up to Torah, we're counting up to joy, we're counting up to celebration. And we're going to say our Kiddush prayer in just a moment on page 5, and we're going to invite you joining from home to fill your glass with grape juice or wine. But I would like to get some joy going on up in here. So I would love to hear if there is somebody who has a birthday this week, either the week that passed or maybe the week that's coming. Who has a birthday? A birthday right there. How many? 27?
Today.
Fantastic. Oh, today's your birthday? And you're 27 years old. And a birthday? Yes, so stand up if you have your birthday. Stand up if you have a birthday. Who has maybe an anniversary? Who wants to announce an engagement? How about you just found out you're pregnant? Share some good news with us. Yes. Adopting some new baby puppies. Fantastic. Well, let's all stand up in solidarity and with a sense of joy that there are good things to celebrate. We're also going to invite up, thank you, Cantor Emma, for reminding you, we're going to invite up our room parents to help lead us in Kiddush. And so the amazing volunteers who have given so much to our fourth graders, Katya Harunzadi, Tanya Imrani, and Sandy Shadgu, can you please come up, join us on the Bima, and we raise a glass to you, because without your efforts, our fourth graders would not have been having the greatest year that they had. Are you also a room parent? And please, Alex Fixmer, we have another Kiddush cup. I neglected to say your name. My bad. Come on up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotov v'rantzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techilo lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'horta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Hashabbat l'chaim.
Now, we have a lot of younger brothers and sisters who are here, and I think this is a great idea. I think it's going to work out wonderfully. So if you are under fourth grade, so that would mean third grade, second grade, first grade, kindergarten, preschool, join me on the bima to help me open the ark doors.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hago, latein gedula leotzer brishit, shelo asanu kigoy ha'aratzon, velo samanu kemishmechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goroleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu kore'im, u'mishtachavim u'morim, Lifnei melech malchei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo
Please be seated. We now take a moment to allow our thoughts to turn to those loved ones who would be celebrating here with us in flesh if they could, but can only be here in spirit. So we want to offer an opportunity. If you're joining us online, please list the name of those you're remembering tonight on our feed. Here, please feel free to stand up and mention the names of your loved ones. If you are sitting Shiva the first 7 days of mourning, or Shloshim the first 30 days of mourning, or in the first year of remembering a parent, or if you're commemorating the Yortzeit, the anniversary of a loved one's passing, any loved one, we ask you to rise and share their names with us as I come to you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
My late brother Richard Leonard Ackerman and my aunt Elaine Rosenthal.
For those for whom it is your custom, we invite you to please rise with our mourners. Words of Kaddish Yatom can be found on page 294. Page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam rolmei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudusha richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, we ask that God ensure the memory of our loved ones remain a blessing to us now and always. And together we say, amen. Please be seated. We want to thank all of you for joining us tonight, whether you were joining us online or joining us here in person. Specifically, we do have a few thanks to go out. Our amazing musicians, our amazing band led by Tally, Jeff, Larry, and Yaron. Our amazing audio-video team, Mark, Roz, Brian, Jay, Andre, and James. Our incredible fourth grade students and their teachers. And our wonderful Wise School administrative team who helped put this evening together. We have a few logistical instructions for you this evening. If you are here with our fourth graders in Wise School, when we leave, we're not leaving yet, when you leave, you're going to go directly to the left to our social hall. We'll begin our program shortly. If you registered for Shabbat dinner separate from our school families and children, you're going to go right to the right to Taub Annex, and your dinner will begin shortly. For those of you who didn't register, we have challah and we have some snacks in the foyer. All of our clergy would love the opportunity to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, so don't take off too early. Please stick around. We're going to conclude with Al Kol Eileh. You can find it on page 347. Page 347.
Bless for me, oh God, these treasures. All my friends keep safe and strong. Bless the world and bless these people, and God bless this song. I'll call Eileh, I'll call Eileh. Shmor nali, Eli Hatov. Al Hadmash ve'al ha'otes, al Amar ve'al
Shabbat
Shalom,
Shalom,
everyone.
friends.